All right, now we're gonna go to single arm bent over row. This just involves one kettlebell, one arm at a time. We're gonna start out in a similar position that we were at before in terms of having the feet about shoulder width, the knees slightly bent. And just like in our RDL, we're gonna wanna bring ourselves to a position where our hips are back and our knees are just slightly bent. But again, I want my shoulders to be back so that my chest is big, so that it keeps my spine in a neutral position. So from here, we're going to pull, just a row, and lower. Pull and lower. Now what we're aiming to do is to always keep the hand facing inside the body. You want the palm to be rubbing right up against the ribs. You don't want to pull really high up here. You don't want to pull low down here. You want it to be just between the hip and the shoulder. So again, we're pulling and lowering. Pulling and lowering. Pulling and lowering. Now as you do that, because you've only got weight on one side, if you don't keep your core tight, you're going to be leaning one way or the other. So we want to make sure when we're in this position, abs need to stay tight. We want to try to stay as balanced as we possibly can. There might be a little bit of leaning, not a big deal, but just make sure, keep the abs completely tight throughout the entire motion. Okay? So that is single arm dumbbell row, or kettlebell row. The next is pretty easy, single arm overhead press. Again, we're just dealing with one kettlebell, so one arm at a time. You're gonna take the kettlebell, let the outside of it just rest on the front part of your forearm. Just looping here. Want to keep the elbow inside your body, so it should be pressed firmly just against your chest. And as we push up, we want to keep as much of a straight line as possible. So we're pushing up, lowering down. Pushing up, lowering down. We don't want the elbow to come out here. That's harder on your shoulder. It's going to be harder to push it up. Push it straight up, lower it straight down. Again, try to keep your abs tight so that you don't lean forward or lean back this way on the way down. Keep everything tight. Keep the elbow tight. Keep the abs tight. Press up, lower down. Press up, lower down. So that is single arm overhead press. That's it on kettlebells. Now we're going to go straight from here into a plank. Most everybody knows how to do this, but we want to make sure that our elbows are at 90 degrees. Our toes are going to be the only thing besides our elbows as part of our forearm that actually touches the ground. So keeping the feet together, we're going to get down in a push-up position. Elbows are going to be on the ground. We want to keep our spine, again, as straight as possible. So it means don't let your hips sag. Don't let your hips raise. Try to keep everything in this position. And we're just going to hold it. It doesn't seem like you're doing a lot of work, but after about 5 seconds, you feel that you're doing quite a bit of work. So this is all about trying to get every aspect of your abs contracted and used to holding your spine in a stable position. So we're going to hold that for 30 seconds, and then we're going to come up. That's all the plank is. All right, now, once you've gotten through this much of the workout, you're going to take a 1 minute rest. You're doing all of that straight through, by the way. You're going to take a 1 minute rest and just working on your breathing. Breathing is super important. People forget to do it a lot and don't think about it much, but you can make yourself pass out fairly easily if you don't do it. So practice breathing in the way you want to breathe. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out of your mouth. As you're bringing in through your nose, you want to see your belly get as big as you possibly can. So and you want to focus doing that for about a minute. Just let yourself relax. Now, I'm not going to go and do that all over again, but that's what you want to do. You want to do that for 1 minute and then go through that whole cycle I just showed you, starting with the single arm kettlebell deadlift all the way down. So doing it 2 times, 2 sets of 10 on everything. So after you've done all that for 2 sets of 10, you've rested a minute between both sets. We're going to go to all body weight stuff. The first thing you've already done is 15 jumping jacks. So feet out, arms out, both come back at the same time. 15 of those. Next, we're going to get back into the push-up position and do what's called bottom jacks. There's 2 ways to do it. I'm going to show you the hard way first. We're getting into push-up position. Now we're just going to kick our feet out and bring them back in, just like so. And again, we don't want to raise up while we're doing that. We don't want to drop while we're doing that. Try to treat it like a plank. Keep your spine in a stable position. Out, in, out, in. If that's too hard for you right now, walk out and walk in. and walk out and walk in. The main thing we're trying to do is, again, put your body in a situation where it has to hold itself up. And so this will enable us to do that, but also work some of the hip joint too. So next, we're going to do what's called standing Spider-Man. This is more of an oblique exercise. You're going to first just pick the knee up. You're trying to raise the knee, but also raise it out to the side. You can put your hands behind your head, or you can hold your hands out to the side, either way. But raise up first. You want to try to raise your knee up to your armpit, and then crunch down into it. Slowly let it down. Raise up, slowly let it down. You're going to get 10 on each side. Raise up, crunch down, and it's key, don't just drop your leg. Come up, crunch, slowly let it down. The hardest part is going to be the balance on that. Next, we're going to do 10 bodyweight squats, and this is just a great opportunity to focus on spinal alignment, but also on the depth of your squat. So when I don't have a weight in front of me, I might can be a little more brave as opposed to trying to go really low with the weight when I'm not very comfortable yet. So again, treat it just like you have a weight. Pull the shoulder blades back, chest big, feet are going to be slightly wider than shoulders, toes slightly pointed out. Hips are the first thing to go. Drop down, come back up. Drop down, come back up. So 10 body weight squats there. And now again, we're going to go back to the minute rest, focusing on breathing. So we're going to rest for a minute and then repeat the body weight segment all the way through again. So going back to 15 jumping jacks, 10 bottom jacks, and on and on. All right, so at this point, we have done all of the actual exercise we're going to do, and we're going to show you the cool down in the next video.